Welcome to Email After Hours by Senderscore, powered by Validity.
We're your hosts. My name is Guy Hansen.
And I'm Danielle Gallant, and this is Email After Hours.
And usually we'd start off with some quick-fire icebreaker questions, but today we've got something a little different for you. We're very happy to say that we have received a couple of questions from listeners today, and they are highly relevant to this conversation. So we are going to play a couple voicemails for you and then, discuss. So let's kick it off with the first one. Here we go.
Hey, Guy and Danielle. We've been experimenting with AI-generated subject lines and product descriptions, but the results have kind of been mixed. What's the best use case for AI in email right now, especially if we want to maintain that voice and relevance while speeding up production? Thanks. Love the show.
AI-generated subject lines. That's such a hot topic right now. I think, in my experience, nice to have, but also don't lose sight of the fact that human-generated subject lines, especially ones from experienced copywriters who are close to their brands, still regularly outperform the AI-generated ones. And I think one of the things I would say about these AI tools, they're still learning. They don't necessarily yet understand your brand. And sometimes they're going to suggest copy and ideas even a little bit off-brand. We're still seeing examples of those shouty all caps, maybe a little too much urgency. So absolutely use them, but be a little careful. And a couple of suggestions. I think, firstly, see what your AI produces and then draw on your own human experience, and especially find opportunities to use branded language that maybe the AI isn't likely to suggest yet. So I'm thinking, perhaps specific references to things like your product names or words that you use in your advertising jingles, the bits which humanize the content. And one other point, which we're talking about a lot at the moment, is just be really careful that your AI doesn't generate any potentially misleading subject lines. We're starting to see court cases based on this very topic, and the fines are pretty eye-watering. It's not a road you want to go down.
And I think we've got another one. So let's hear that one as well.
Hi, my question is about we've been noticing a dip in our open rates across multiple campaigns, even though the subject line testing hasn't flagged anything dramatic. So could this be a sender reputation issue, or is there something else that we should be watching for? I love your input. Thank you.
To this listener, I will say, you're not alone. Open rates being down. A lot of this could be coming from recent industry changes, honestly. A couple of our colleagues, Laura and Raphael, they recently published a blog post that explains both how inbox changes at Apple Mail and stricter enforcement at Yahoo are acting kind of as a dampener on subscriber engagement. So just a couple of takeaways, I guess, and next steps for you on this. Testing based on opens, not really reliable anymore. Those opens are not going to give you the deep analysis that are going to inform whether or not subscribers are positively really reacting to the campaign. They're more of a directional metric at this point. So really look at those clicks, look at conversions, check to see if those are going down alongside your open rates, because that's going to be a major tell. Maybe I'm the Canadian in the room, of course, but there are a lot of emails going out right now about the impact of tariffs. So we can't forget that economic factors are definitely going to be influencing the way that subscribers engage with certain brands, especially if they're international, and the way that they purchase as well. So definitely pay attention to that. But to the last point, could this be a reputation problem? It certainly could. So we know that if messages are landing in the spam folder, those open pixels, proxies, they're not going to fire. So it could be that there has been a decline in the reputation for your IP or domain that could be influencing inbox placement. So very important to seed test using a tool like Everest.
Absolutely right.
We love your questions. Please keep sending them. I'm going to put one to you today, Guy. So here it is. There are so many email scams out there today. How can I build and maintain trust with my audience? Is something like BIMI worth it, even though it's pricey?
Let's touch on those scams first, because this challenge only gets bigger. And I think one of the key developments this year, which is making it even harder for consumers to know which messages they can trust and which ones they can't, is the launch of Spam GPT. Have you heard about it, Danielle?
No.
It's almost like a CRM for cyber criminals, and it's got business grade marketing tools and features so that they can automate their phishing campaigns, and they can rotate multiple SMTP servers to dodge email throttling, and believe it or not, real-time inbox monitoring. I mean, hey, isn't that our gig? So, apparently the sort of strap line for Spam GPT is basically all the convenience that a Fortune 500 marketer might expect, but adapted for cybercrime. How do you like that?
I mean, it's about to blow up.
Yeah, be afraid. Be very afraid. But anyway, back to our question. I mean, especially because of these kind of challenges, in my mind, BIMI is absolutely worth it. So I think, plenty of good evidence that, displaying that trusted logo next to your emails means increased trust, greater brand recall, more opens and purchases, certified mark certificates as opposed to verified mark certificates, CMCs, have lowered the cost of implementation, which is great. I would love to see senders doing more to educate their customers about what this means. The fact that when those logos display, it's another sign of trust that it's coming from a valid sender. I think that opportunity has been largely missed so far. And, we always talk about BIMI, but as a sidebar comment, let's not forget that we've also got Apple branded mail. Gmail annotations can also be used to similar effect. So there's a few different options here for senders to get those logos display.
And not to be a pedant, but for this question too, we have whole episodes on BIMI that certainly listeners can go back and listen to. But I would note that BIMI itself is actually free. So BIMI is free. And so your logo, if you have implemented BIMI, will display at Yahoo mailboxes, for example, and some others. A VMC, a verified mark certificate, or as Guy called out before, the cheaper option, a common mark certificate, CMC, that is what comes with a price tag. But Apple branded mail is also, at least for now, also free. So there are now a plethora of ways to implement that logo, and several of them have no dollar figure associated with them.
So, Danielle, for our listeners who want to ask more questions, because I think we've probably only scratched the surface today, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, if you guys would like to send in your email marketing hot takes, questions, queries, thoughts, rants, whatever you like, you can email us at emailafterhours@validity.com or head to the link in the show notes to send us an audio message. That would be a great rant opportunity. And of course, be sure to tune in next time and hit subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes. If you want to find more resources to help yourself become a stronger sender, head over to senderscore.org.
Be sure to tune in next time and hit subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And don't forget to visit senderscore.com for loads more great resources to help you become a stronger sender.
To all you sleepless senders out there, thank you for joining us after hours, and see you next time.